Hi, welcome back to Raunchy Reality Recaps, and this video we're going over Joynami and I think Red, I can't remember. But anyways, also I've been letting people know in the last couple of videos that I'm doing for this that I haven't been up to date on it because they've been taking it off of YouTube really quick, which is where I get it. So if you're like me and broke and watch it on YouTube because you don't want to spend extra money, definitely do it the day before, the day after, like Saturday, Sunday, because they will take that off with a quickness. So, anywho, we're going to get into this girl. Now, this girl, for the past couple episodes, what I've seen and what I've heard in recaps, girl's a hot mess. Hot mess. Now, she's been dating this guy for 7 years. He's been in prison the whole entire time. She hasn't seen him in person. She's only been sending him pictures. And from what I can tell, the pictures don't show everything about her. And I ain't gonna say much because, girl, I'm a big girl too. So, but you gotta make sure to send the full body pic, girl. Gotta do the full body pic. It's either you're gonna hear back from him or you ain't. But either way, you don't have to worry 7 years down the road if he's gonna leave you when he gets out of jail and you spend all that money on him. I mean, you should have sent him that full body pic before you sent anything, okay? But anyways. Anywho, so she's going to see this family lawyer, and apparently, from what we found out, she cheated on him a few years back because he was apparently getting into a whole bunch of mess and everything, fights, had his release date pushed out a while, so she knows she was upset, emotional. She goes and cheats on him, which, you know, I'm not going to condone it because I don't like cheaters. So it was a bad move on her part. Bad move. Not only that, she cheated on him with 3 different guys and doesn't know who the baby of her father is. Okay? And this girl, and instead of finding that out, you know, like she should have, she now wants to instead never let the dad know and let her man that's coming out of prison, that's never seen her, adopt her kid. So the lawyer straight up tells her, he's like, you know, you're going to have a few years together, a strong relationship with the kid in order for a judge to be able to okay adoption because it's a serious thing. It's a big thing. Even though you all willy-nilly, you know, flying by your seat by it, don't care, whatever, just do anything at the drop of the hat, not thinking about the decisions or the consequences or whatever is going to happen from it. The judge is, sweetie. So when you don't have no sense, the judge is going to have sense for you and make sure that you're not doing this because you're stupid, basically. So, anyways, so she starts talking about this, and this is where a lot of people have a lot of issues with her. A lot of people do not like her. For number one, she pawned her family heirloom for her man, so a lot of people ain't gonna like you for that because that's just wrong and dirty. You shouldn't have done that. And the second big thing is you're trying to get a man that doesn't even know your son outside of a phone call to adopt your son when you won't even take the time to go and try to find the kid's real dad. I mean, and not only that, you're putting this on TV too. So this isn't something private. This is something your kid's going to end up finding out. I mean, he's going to, because we see things with like Janelle with Teen Mom. Her son came out reports that, you know, he was kind of getting bullied because of his mom because people knew who his mom was. People knew his mom was on a TV show. And it's going to happen. Like, your kid's going to go to like middle school or high school and they're going to be that one kid that watches Love After Lockup with a mama and be like, holy crap, that's so-and-so's mama. And then it's out. And then it's out, and then your kid knows. So it's just not a good thing. It's not. And not only are you doing a disservice to your kid for him not knowing who his real father is, because eventually the boy's gonna want to know. No, you're doing a disservice to a man that don't even know if he has a kid out there or not. A man that's not given the chance. And yeah, boy should have wrapped it up. Dude, if you don't want babies, use birth control or wrap it up, man. one of y'all got to be more responsible than the other. But anyways, even though this man did not take, I mean, he might have took precaution. He might have got a condom. I don't know. But anyways, he still has a right to know he has a kid out there, and you are just parading this around thinking this is okay and not even thinking about that. And that's just what blows my mind. It's her not even, the only thing she's worried about is her having a relationship with that man in prison. She's not worried about if her son really needs to know who her father is, or this man out there in the world needs to know he actually has a son so he can have that chance. You are taking that chance away from him to raise his own son. That is completely wrong. And I don't care how you look at the situation. She's the one that decided to go out there and sleep with 3 different men. Okay? She's the one that needs to sit here and go and do what she needs to do to make it right, which is make sure that man knows he has a kid so he can decide if he's going to step up or not. And if he don't step up, girl, you can still hit him up for child support too. So, even if you don't want to step up. But anywho, so yeah, that's what is irritating a lot of people about this. And I think it's her sister, even said she didn't know that it was 3 different men. She only told her it was 1. So she just lied to her sister that whole entire time. And her sister's finding this out too. And, Joynami's like crying and everything about it. But it's like, girl, you put yourself in this situation. And I get it. A lot of people go through rough stuff and they might sleep with people they don't want to. But she had years and years and years to sit there and grow up, be an adult about the situation and make it right. Yet she doesn't. She's more worried about a man in prison and then making it right for her kid. And then her sister, they go out of the attorney's office and they're talking and everything, and they do the side interview with the sister, and she's saying this guy could in prison, maybe he doesn't want to be a father to the kid and he's just waiting until he gets out of prison. He's using her for all this money because he's still mad that she cheated on him. So that could be a thing too. Her sister could be right, that he's just using her in this entire time until he gets out. So therefore you had your kid develop this relationship with this man in prison that's not his daddy, calling him dad and everything, and sending him all this money, but yet he could get out and just dip out and not ever see you again. And what gets me on this, if this guy really wanted to be a dad, and all these people in prison, that if they get these people outside of prison to send them money, but if it was my kid's dad, and, not gonna never happen, but if it was my kid's dad and he was in jail or prison, he wouldn't want me to send money to him. He'd be like, no, you need to use that for the kids. I'm in jail. They giving me 3 hots and a cot. I'm fine. I'll deal with it. Maybe I'll lose my pooch or whatever while I'm in prison, but don't send me money. That needs to be used towards the kids. Okay. I'm in here for a reason. So that's what gets me about these women, especially the ones with kids. They are so like, oh, he's a great guy. He's, so wonderful. Talk to me on the phone all the time. But I spent $40,000 on him. Sorry, y'all. I got a little bit of bronchitis. So yeah, that's what gets me about these women. They're saying how much of a good man he is, but really, if he was a good man, he'd tell you not to spend that money on him. You need to spend it on your kid and take care of your kids. But instead, they ain't doing that. They're like, oh yeah, I'll take the money. Your kids don't have new clothes. It's okay. At least I got my ramen noodles from Canteen this week, but you can't pay the light bill. You have to go borrow money to pay the lights. But it's okay. You still sending me my 50 this week, right? So that's what gets me about these women. They think these guys are so great, but if they were so great, sweetie, they would want you to spend your hard-earned money on your kids instead of a man in prison or a woman in prison or whatever. So yeah, that's exactly how I think about that. So Joynami, she gets ready. She's apparently packing up, drops her kid off at her parents' house because she's going to go fly out and spend a week there. And she's like crying too about it. And she sits there and says, if anybody heard her conversation over the last couple years or last 7 years with him, they think he's a great guy. And it's like, yeah, a lot of people are great over the phone only. Like, These women are so naive. I don't even know if they're naive or not. They're just like desperate, naive. I don't know, but it kills me with some of these women. Like, they sit there and just put all their lives on hold, give all these men, or even the men that give the women money, and then they come out, and we've seen how it is. Like, do any of them watch Love After Lockup? I really think that these women and these men, they all need to watch Love After Lockup before they actually get into relationships with anybody in prison that they don't know, because it's just, I'm about to go back into all the Love and Lockups and like seriously do like a recap of which couples are still together, which ones are in prison, because as far as like the one, I know there's a lot in prison, and I know most of them are not together. Like, I don't think a lot of them are together, but I'm going to go through that. I'm going to have a Where Are They Now episode with all the lockup people, just to go over real quick. But anyways, so she gets on the plane. That's all we have for this week. So next week we're probably going to see her, meet him at the prison, or it might be one of those episodes where, oh, he's not out, or, he already got out, or something like that. Who knows with this couple? Anywho, y'all have a great day. Like, share, and subscribe. Bye.